Well, hello everyone. Good afternoon and welcome to season 2 of Brewing Live. Now filling your digital cup with great stuff that matters. Brought to you by D Cup Coffee Republic, the home of certified life coaches here in the Philippines and soon to be global. Our physical space is located inside Pioneer Center along Pioneer Road, corner Brixton and United Streets, Capitolio, Pasig City. And Decaf Coffee Republic is open daily from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. for dine-in and pick up and delivery for your premium drinks and Nutrilicious food. There's also plant-based meals available to help you keep fit and also healthy, especially during this time of pandemic. For coaching services, just connect with Coach Rizal through 0917 586 1661 any time of the day and any day of the week. We offer coaching services on demand 24 by 7. So just contact her. She's going to connect with you and she's going to chat with you and ask her what you would like and what help do you need. So Brewing Live Season 2 is another 31-day exploration journey that aims to fill your digital cup with great stuff that, of course, matters. What matters to you and what matters to your mind, and also to your heart. Our heart is to serve the community and ignite your space with opportunities for impact, income, and also influence. So, yesterday we had Coach Mark talking about experiencing life to the fullest. So, if you want to learn that more, go ahead and go to DCUP Copy Republic page and check that out. It's just a wonderful journey that he has shared to us. This project is in partnership with Coach A Coaching Club, which is I'm part, the premier club for coaches and entrepreneur. And if you are someone who wants to be a certified life coach, wants to improve your life coaching skills, please do join us. It's one wonderful experience by far so far. It's just a wonderful transformation for me and also my wife, who's also part of the coaching club. Our mission as our club members is to create massive impact by turning our talents into income and influencing the people in our chosen domain and territory to the platform of, yes, you know it, life coaching. So please contact Coach Rizal through 0917 586 1661 to know more about how you can be part of the Coach A Coaching Club and also the benefits from learning opportunity with Master Coach A. So thank you for joining me today. There's a lot of people who's putting in their comments there. Thank you very much for joining. Do share or tag your friends if you have any friends who you think that would want to listen to this talk of mine. Um, Share the link to them. Comment below and share it in your FB group and your pages if you can do that, so we can help more people. We can help inspire more people, transform more people to get really the learnings that they want to achieve for them in their personal and professional life. And we can also reach more and transform people's lives. So, for today's episode, I will share to you 5 things that your boss won't teach you. And what I would ask for you to do is write in there in the comment box, right there, one thing that your boss has taught you so far. One thing, very intentional, that your boss have told you what you need to learn or what you need to do in your professional or life or in your career, because that's one of the biggest things that our bosses or those people one up on us would be able to give us the wisdom, the knowledge, and the experiences that they have. But there are some things that our boss doesn't teach us. And what I would do today to you is share to you what your boss won't teach you so that you can start utilizing that in your day-to-day activities at work. And also you can influence other people and the people that you have, especially if you are a leader and you are someone that really makes an impact to your workplace and to your community. So let's begin. I would ask for you, of course, to be intentional. Be intentional on your time being spent here. I value your time, and I know you value your time as well. Be intentional. Look for your pack my bag moment. Hashtag pack your bag moment. And think about one thing that you can take away in this conversation, and you can share that also in your page, in your group. Something that people would appreciate. I think at the end of the day, sharing is caring, And loving is giving as well. If we can give something to the people in our space, in the digital space, in Facebook, whether it's been in other other tools as well, like other social media platforms that you can do, go ahead, be intentional. Just find their pack my bag moment, hashtag pack my bag moment, and post that in your page. This is where you're in a situation where you're at a seminar or a um, a seminar where you capture what you wanted, you've heard what you wanted, and that's the aha moment that you have, and you can go home. But don't go home yet. Finish the talk. You'll get a lot of juice here for you to be able to learn that. So keep continuing and tagging those people, your friends, your loved ones, and even your workmates there. Just continue to tag them. Thank you very much for those who's tagging their friends in the comment section. I appreciate that. So we can continue helping other people and helping people learn new thoughts, skills, and also knowledge. So let me briefly introduce myself. I am Coach Shaun. I'm a professional certified life coach, certified from the Global Institute for Coaches and Entrepreneur, which is based in Texas, USA. As a life coach, I focus on helping people create stability in their professional and personal life. Also help them with clarity on the goals that they want to achieve. What do they want to do in life? The purpose, the why, their biggest why. I also help with consistency in your a relationship, maybe in your relationship, maybe in your career, something that you want to work on. You want to have consistency in your promotion, in your growth, and also in making your business bigger or making your people also better. And the lastly is influence and making an impact towards the lives of people, because we always want something much bigger than ourselves, right? We always want to do something that would be able to make an impact and change persons or communities' lives. And that is one thing that really pushes us towards doing something that's not comfortable, doing something that is not normal, doing something that is not aligned or a part of what society dictates. But that's the beauty of life, that when you will be able to have that confidence and that internal motivation for you to continuously doing the things that you want because you love to do it, because it's your heart's desire, then that is something that really would give you an awesome life, and an awesome life where you can enjoy your time and your relationship with your family and friends. I've worked in the corporate space for about 14 years now, a decade, and ended my career there as a director. Yes, I've ended my career there because in 2019, I transitioned from corporate employee to full-time life coaching, focusing on self-leadership skills. So I quit my corporate work, my six-digit corporate job, having that luxury, having all of the perks of the workplace, and decided to be an entrepreneur, do the things that I want to do. And so far, it has been a wonderful journey for me. My focus is self-leadership. Self-leadership is your ability to be intentional on the things that you do, say, and think about. That is really what self-leadership is all about, being intentional on the things that you spend your time on, this you spend your moments on, this you spend your relationship with, especially the work that you do, your time that you spend with. And that's really what self-leadership is all about. I have been married for 17 years with my wonderful wife, who's also posting there, Coach Tin De Joya. She is also a certified life coach from the same institute. We were from the same batch 4. And we are blessed with two kids who's age 18 and 14 years old. So we are truly blessed with a family, and also not just our family, but also a family in the life coaching profession. And if you really want to learn more about what we do as life coaches, do feel free to visit Life Coach Philippines, Life Coach PH, and get to know more about what we do as life coaches. Life coaching has just made a tremendous impact to my life 2 years ago when I decided to become a full-time life coach. And that has also changed the way I started looking at life. I started looking at my people, until eventually I made a decision to quit my corporate job. So let's begin. The way of the boss. What is the way of the boss? I mean, I've asked this a bunch of time when I was starting my corporate career, seeing the managers, the directors, the BPs, and the CEOs, walking there, leading the team, and so on. Um, but have you ever wondered why your boss made it to the top? Like, not a lot of them really ever share to us the secret to success. And most of the time, we would think about it is associated towards the hard work that they do. And some say that the success of a boss or someone that's in the top notch, on the top of the role, lies in the skills that they've learned either in school, maybe the knowledge that they have and wisdom that they gain throughout their career. Some of this has been in the corporate space for a decade, 2 decades. Um, s- they have all of this experience that they have, and they can really, truly, continuously master their craft and mastering their craft every single day. But what that really, but that is that really all it is there? Is that just really mastering their crafts and what have you? Or there is more? There are more there than what meets the eye. So if you notice, do I look like the baby boss there? Do I look at it? Type at the comment there if you think I look at that baby boss. But let's continue. Have you ever asked yourself this question when you are in the presence of your boss? Question number one: what did my boss do to achieve such success? What did they do to achieve success? How do they manage their day-to-day activities? I think that's one of the biggest things that I always ask myself. How does these people manage their day? Because they're able to do a lot of things, and they're able to really focus on the things that's much important and much critical. And what makes them so special that they can remain calm under pressure? Do you have that boss? Do you know a boss that when everything is going haywire, when red flags are out there, when the alarm is going out, that person is just really so calm, thinking about the situation, thinking about what's happening right now, being mindful of the people, being mindful of their well-being, making sure that their frontline staff or their people below them doesn't panic, and stay focused. Do you have that boss? If you know that boss, I would really encourage you to just message them and say thank you. Give some gratitude towards what they do. It's not that easy being in that position, but being able to be calm and assertive under pressure, that's a beautiful thing. And what makes them so great at what they do? What makes them so great at what they do? Why do they keep composure? Why do they know what they need to do? They're just focused on what they need to do and what to take action and what attention they need to put on. And how can I be like them? And these are the questions that I asked when I was journeying towards when I was started my career 14 years ago. Like I saw them, they were wearing the school clothes, they're very cool. They have this coats and what have you. It's just a wonderful feeling. And I started to journey there. I started to ask myself, how can I be like these people? How can I be in a space where I am also someone that can really lead and really make an impact to the business that's happening? Alanis Morissette, if you don't know her, she's a singer, songwriter, and record producer. And she said that the person who knows how will always have a job. And the person who knows why will always be his boss. The person who knows how will always have a job. And the person who knows why will always be his boss. So my question to you is, do you know your why? Do you know why you do what you do? Do you know what your job description is? Do you know the work you do? And are you really being intentional about the time that you spend in the workplace? So, with that being said, let's begin the journey. Here's 5 things your boss won't tell you. And I would really encourage you to get a pen and paper there, write this down, take some notes in there. Um, some of the things that you would capture and just put in there. You can always watch this on a replay, which is beautiful. Thank you for the Cup Copy Republic for giving this opportunity in this platform for people to just continuously learning, even though they're watching it on a replay, which is such a powerful thing. Not a lot of pages would be given that opportunity. So take advantage of this videos and the next couple of um, videos as well in the next couple of days, and just be intentional. Okay, so let's start. Number one, being brilliant at the basic. You'll be surprised how some people really don't know their assignments. They don't know their job roles. They don't know their expectations. They don't know how to work with with their one up effectively. Have you ever experienced a time, or have you ever seen someone that they can't seem to go along with their boss, even what they do? They've done a lot of things. Well, to think that they have done a lot of things, they can't seem to have that great relationship with their boss, and they're always being here in a situation where they can't seem to get things right. And this is where a lot of people in the workplace really suffer and struggle in what they do. In fact, mostly what most of the people in the workplace do is they tend to make assumptions about what other people need, or thought about what that based on their observations, what they see. Oh, maybe my boss needs this. Maybe the other department needs this. Maybe the other person likes this. Rather than validating and being in a space and coming in and understanding the real facts. Like, what do they want? Have you ever asked that question? And these are some of the reasons why some people tend to struggle in their work. The most important part of success is forming the essential foundation of what the work is all about. Let me repeat that. The most important part of success is forming the essential foundation of what work is all about. And the work is all about the why. I've highlighted the why in the red to emphasize the importance of you knowing why you do what you do in the first place. Why you do what you do in the workflow, in the workspace. Why do you wake up in the morning? And this, I'll share to you 3 questions that you can start pounding on. And this is the first one. What should I know about my work and my leadership style? You would say, Coach, I'm not a leader because I don't have a team. Wait. Hold on. Chill. Everyone is a leader. Everyone is a leader first to thyself. First to thyself. You cannot lead other people if you cannot lead your life. And I'm not just talking about the workspace. I'm talking about holistic, the totality of who you are. We need to come into an understanding of why do we do what we do? What's my work there? And what are the type of leadership style that I show, or I share, or I exude for me to understand how am I behaving in the workplace. Second question is, what are my career goals? Have you asked yourself that question? What are your career goals? Type those down in the comment box. What are your career goals? Just one career goal. My career goal when I was starting, I didn't have any. When I was starting my work, the only time that I had my career goal is when there was a defining moment in my life where I had my coach then had our second kid. And I realized to myself, hey, what am I doing with my life? Like, the salary that I'm getting right now and wherever I am, it's not gonna help me. It's not gonna help my family. And that took a turn on me making a decision that I need to have a career goal. And my goal was very, very simple. My goal is to be promoted every 2 to 3 years. That's it. I want to be promoted every 2 to 3 years. Eventually, when my coach team gave birth, I went back to Metro Manila. We're from Bicolano, by the way, for those people who's watching from Bicolano, mga Oragon, maray na hapon sa Indogobos. And that made a turn in my life where my focus changed and the way I do things made a difference. 2 to 3 years promotion. That was my focus. That's it. And I focus on that goal. So, what is your career goal right now? Where are you at right now? And what are you doing about it? And what help do you need? And lastly, the third is, what is the most important thing my boss cares about? Oh, not a lot of people think about this. Think about it. When was the last time you asked yourself this question? What's the most important thing my boss cares about? You would say, Coach, alam ko naman eh. But have you asked? Have you confirmed? Have you confirmed in a way that you validated that your assumptions, your point of view, the way that you see it, the way that you see him or her, you're clear of what that person wants? Are you sticking to the facts? And are you focusing on what's really important? So being brilliant on the basic means that you need to understand what's the foundation of what the work you do. Let me share to you this image. This guy said, what would you say to the young furniture designer starting out today? And what the old lad said is, stick with the basics and you'll never go wrong. And I've realized time and again in the last 14 years of my career that being brilliant of the basics creates the solid foundation for you to be successful. Even in life coaching, the foundation of what the profession is all about. And Coach A teaches this always. The foundation of life coaching starts from the heart. The heart to express, the heart to love, the heart to be compassionate, the heart to be really, really there and truly understanding what matters to the other person. And that's the same goes with the workspace. To understand what matters to your boss, because your boss is the one that's making all of the decision. So, where are you at right now? Which space are you are in right now? And what are you doing about it? And most especially, what help do you need? That is one of the things that we need to stick on. Being brilliant at the basic is asking for help, because we learn when we grow, when we someone helps us. And that's the power of number one, being brilliant at the basic. All right. Moving on to number two. I hope you've been able to breathe already. Number two is know your numbers. Coach, what does knowing your number mean? Oh, I tell you. Knowing your number means the power to lead has the power to breathe life to your numbers. The power to lead has the power to breathe life to your numbers. And leading means understanding where everything lies. You know, nauna ka eh. You're there. You're up front there and understand what the numbers is all about. And what does the numbers tell you? What is the fundamental steps on you knowing your numbers? First one is keep your data close to your heart. What does this mean? You know, at times there are situations where we put our people and we gave all of these things to our people and ask them to do the things that we want to do. You know, gathering data and so on and so forth. That is great and fine, but if you come into a space where you just allow your people to, you know, talk through the numbers without you having an understanding of it, that's going to be a start of a not very great career. And knowing your numbers and keeping your data close to you and understanding where things comes from gives you or puts you in a space of being informed to make the right decision. Making the right decisions means making sure that the business runs. The business is profitable. The business is not losing any money. Those are the things that you need to do, knowing your numbers. The second fundamental step is to analyze, scrutinize, and validate your numbers. Oh, I've done this as well in my past, in my career. I've so much learned a lot, had a lot of failures, mistakes, you name it. And coming to a terms of making sure that I analyze, I analyze the number, I examine it, inspect it closely, monitor your numbers, the data points, check for accuracy and validity, having a conversation. Mind you, I'm not just talking about the number literally. I'm also talking about a conversation and interaction with your people, the people that you work with. Not coming into a space of what's right and what's wrong, but understanding where the data comes from and taking a look at that and checking if it's right or true. And lastly, and this is where a lot of people in the workplace really have challenges upon, is creating the story of how, you know, the picture looks like, how the numbers look like, how to create that story so that when you're able to share that with your boss and you're able to share that to your frontline staff, you're able to make the necessary adjustment and the conversations for people to understand. I would like to introduce this to you. I've created this to give you a perspective of how bosses do things. If you see there in the bottom part, which is the red part, talks about information, research, and results. Mind you, I'm looking here because my screen is here. This is my big screen right now. And the second level is to analyze, scrutinize, and validate. And the top there is creating the story. Now you would say, Coach, why is it that the topmost part is the bigger one? Well, at times people forget that. They create the numbers, they analyze, scrutinize it, and they send it without thinking about, okay, how can I utilize this information in such a way that people would understand? And it's always working towards up, going up. Because what we need to focus on when we are in this stage, and I have identified and created the story, is to make sense out of the number. Sense making. Sense making is the action or process of making sense and giving meaning to something, especially developments and experiences. Giving meaning, not just showing numbers. What does the number mean? And you would say, Coach, pang work lang ba to? Is this just really at work? You can utilize this in your life too. Let me explain. Number one, keep your data close to your heart. Where are you at right now? What is your situation right now? Where are you at in your career, in your relationship with your parent? How are you stacking up? And when you move on to the second stage, which is analyze, scrutinize, and validate, do a reflection. Where are you? How are you reacting to the situation? How are you responding to situation? And what conversations are you having currently with other people? And the third space is creating the story. To be in a space of deep reflection, to understanding, I'm here right now. This is my space. So what's next for me? What do I need to do? Rather than, putting back the blame in the data, the biggest part of knowing our numbers is understanding the story and being honest with the story. That's the number. It will not lie because you will see it. And you'll feel it as well in your heart. You know in your heart that you need to do something. And that's the power of knowing your numbers. You know what's happening, you know how things are doing. If you're doing journals, you would see your progress, what changes, what you're changing, what you're not changing. And that's where the story lies. What stories are you keeping right now? And are those stories something that would move you towards the goal that you want to achieve? Where are you at as far as your number is concerned? All right. Moving on to number 3, we're going to talk about communication. Here's the beauty of it. Articulate to resonate. Articulate to resonate. Craft your message and communicate the message that matters. Articulate your ideas, your qualities, capabilities in ways that connects and engage your people verbally and visually. Connect and engage. A lot of people forget this. Connection means being able to have that interaction with the person, not just to, say hi and that's it, but really engaging with that person, understanding what they want to do in life, what they want to master, and what do they want to achieve in life. And being able to do this moves you towards being closer and understanding what are the things that you need to do. What do I need to change? What do I need to transform? And what are the things that you need to be mindful of? I'll give you four principles that you can start working on today. Just four principles. Focus on this for you to improve that connection and engagement in the workplace. And mind you, this is not just connecting and engaging with other people. This is also connecting and engaging with yourself. Having a conversation and understanding of what makes me me and what makes my life or my heart sing, what brings me joy, and really understanding that. So the first principle is relevance. What do you want to say when you communicate something? And when you say something, the other person, what are they interested about? What interests them? Are the things you want to say interest them? Or you just want to say it because gusto mo lang siya sabihin? It's a boost. There's a study that people like hearing their voices. I would agree with that. I've been in that stage as well. I like hearing my voice and you're always speaking and speaking. Because in the workplace before, I was not a coach. I was some leader, a mentor, an advisor, and that's it. And I didn't have really that core in my coaching. Only time that I really started doing coaching is when I got certified 2 years ago. When you ask these two questions, what do you want to say and what they're interested in, if you put a circle between the two and you put it the intersection, the middle intersection there, and I'm sorry I didn't put that here. That intersection, that tiny one in the middle, is the relevance. The relevance on which we as an individual would need to find so that we can connect to our audience, to our boss, to our people, to other departments, to our parents, to our siblings, to our loved ones, to our children, to our wife, or to our husband. Those are the two that we need to start really focusing on and reflecting on. What do you want to say? And what are the other person interested on? And in the middle is the relevance. Second, simplicity. Don't go having conversations that, and the words that you use, that's so highfalutin, that sometimes you get your nose bleeding. That's okay if you're speaking to someone who has the same kind of language, same type of conversation. But if you're talking to a frontline staff or someone that doesn't have that education, just stay off that. Don't pretend that you're above one's stations in life. Suit the situation. Suit the situation so that the person really understands you, understands your language. Because when you're able to do that, when you're putting your conversations into simplicity and you communicate that, people will just starting to understand you and they would connect with you. And the connection is authentic. because they will not pretend that they understand you. They will not pretend that, okay, I get you, boss. I get you. So simplicity is key. Third is clarity. Clarity means focusing on what's more important, not what's fun, easy, or convenient. Let me repeat that. In clarity, we focus on what's most important, not the fun ones, the easy ones, or the more convenient. Because at times when you communicate things, will have difficult conversations in your lifetime, whether it be in the workplace, whether it will be in the personal life, but mostly in the workplace, you will have difficult conversation. But how are you asserting yourself so that the clarity on conversations that you have talks about the important one? And also focus on the one thing at a time. Focus on one thing at a time. And sometimes we talk about a lot of things in the workplace that people would just go crazy. You know, um, the conversation is here, they're here, then you started moving somewhere else, and so on and so forth, and people just get confused and they ask questions. So focus on one thing at a time, not on trying to say a lot, but saying less, because less is more. Less is more. And the third is focus on execution of an activity rather than the desired outcome. This is where Coach A has taught us the speed of implementation. Execute it. Execute the plan. If it's wrong, make the necessary adjustment. If it didn't work, make the necessary adjustment. If it's wrong, you say, I'm sorry. It's wrong. Let's do better. Rather than focusing on the desired outcome. I mean, you'll never implement things. You'll never communicate things with them. You would say that, ay, hindi pa kasi kompleto, boss eh. Ayoko pa i-share. Just share it. Implement it. Your boss is there to support you. That's why he hired you in the first place. And last but not the least, the fourth principle is consistency. How many chances do you want to connect to your people? Like, how many chances do you have? How many chances do you have when you connect with other people? Certainly, it would be more than once if you want to, right? But be consistent with the communication up until you begin to hear, pay attention, up until you begin to hear back that everybody gets it, or they might be losing interest. Make the necessary adjustment rather than changes. So up until you begin to hear those kinds of conversation, you begin to hear that in the reports that they're sending, then that's the time that you would know that there is consistency. You would be able to always be doing that. So how do you do this? A while ago, I've given you a pyramid. I'll share you another pyramid as well. Remember that the previous pyramid, the story is in the top. It's much bigger. This one is the reverse. What mostly happens is when leaders communicate and the boss communicates is they stop in the people leaders. They allocate that and say that to the people leaders, and the people leaders would just, do their thing and implement it. I would like to challenge you and stretch that more. When you're a boss, you make sure that everything, the communication line goes to the frontline staff. Who are these? These are the people that's doing the hard work, doing the grunt work in the front. And there's a reason behind why the others are bigger. Because the frontline staff matters. And you need to be able to articulate, to resonate to the person, to understand. They would understand in their heart and in their minds what this need to do. And that's the power of communication. Because the words you use are powerful. The words that you use breaks or makes people. The words that you use breaks or makes people. So choose them wisely. Choose the words wisely. And be intentional. All right? Communication top to down. Frontline staff. We call this skip level in the workplace. So hopefully you do a skip level. Not just one skip level, even the 2 skips level. I do 3 skip levels for the frontline staff when I was a director. So I really talk to them and really understand them, where they're at right now. And once you're able to communicate, the biggest thing. The next is the number 4, which is engagement. Do you guys know this? Type in the comment if you know it. MBWA, manage or management by walking around. This is an informal engagement but intentional. Informal but intentional. Deliberate and genuine activity in which you engage with people in the workplace. We really engage that. You really have the deliberate conversation. You just don't go there and you ask them, oh, have they eaten already? Have they went on lunch? You ask them, how's everything at home? How are things at home? How are you feeling today? What support do you need? What classes, training do you need for you to hone your skills? Being very intentional about how you communicate with other people. The MBWA, this originated by in Hewlett Packard, HP, in the 1980s, which helps improve accessibility and better get in touch with employees. So, ang tagal na siya, 80s pa. I've learned this in the corporate world and I started using that. I started really walking around rather than being sitting in the comfort of my desk, aircon, and you have all of those things in front of you. I walk around. I gather my laptop, I get it, and I sit down on the desk of my manager, my assistant manager, my supervisor, and my frontline staff. I really took the time sitting down with them, getting to know them, observing them. Maybe that I can do something to help. So just don't do this. Don't do this, MBWA. Okay, coach, I will do MBWA. Don't just do this while walking around. You walk from your workplace, then you go to downstairs, you say hi to the people. Hello, 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 and that's it. That's not MBWA. It's really having the time to pause, to sit down with them and have an interaction and connection. That is what management by walking around is. But we know because of the pandemic, you can't mostly do it walking around. So what I would ask for you to do is put in the letter B on the last part and manage by walking around virtually. And what does this mean? What does this mean? It's the same goes. Have a regular conversation with them. Chat with them. Call them. I mean, with the technology these days right now, it's a much easier way to have access with people, to have access with your people. That you'd be able to connect with them and talk to them. Yeah, at first, you might say, Coach, hindi ako kinakausap eh. Parang galit sa akin. Nasa scene zone lang ako. Chill. Takes time. Change takes time. It's a process. But if you are in a space right now where you know your heart and in your mind that you need to change, hey, feel free to message us. Feel free to message me. We would love to help you. We would love to support you for you to create that engagement where there is autonomy, mastery, and purpose for each of the individuals that you have in the workplace. Because that's the beauty of life. To be able to help these people really live. I don't believe that employees or people in the workplace would just want to work just to get a job and be paid. I always believe that people, even though they're not doing well in their jobs, they wanna be better. They wanna be able to exude that I'm something worth investing on. But at times we tend to not notice them. We just see them as a number, number one. And I think that's where my heart really bleeds for these people. I've been in that space. I've been in the space where I just see individuals as number one. I have one staff, and so on and so forth. But when there was a time in my life when I seen the stresses and struggles of people, I started shifting that to truly care for them, to really have that conversation, that engagement. How would you feel if no one is talking to you? If you're a boss right now, if you're a leader right now, who's talking to you? Who's engaging you? How do you feel about that? And connecting that with your frontline staff, your downward staff, how do they feel? that their boss is not connecting with them, not saying hi to them, asking them maybe to go on lunch. Let's go on lunch. It's my treat. And have a deep conversation. Isn't that going to be a just wonderful experience where we're able to do the things to our people? You saw what you reap, right? When you plant a seed to their hearts and to their minds, eventually they will see that. And they would also start doing good things to the people that they talk to. That is the power of engagement. That you put your heart and your soul into it, every conversation, and be intentional. Okay? And last but not the least, empathy. What bosses don't teach you. Boss, coach, my boss is not empathous. He's not being empathetic with me. He just talks about numbers and so on and so forth. Hold on. Wait. Yeah. The boss has a goal, and the boss goal is to make sure that the business is running. At times, they can be so strong, so direct that they forget about there's a human being on the other side, the person there that you talk to. It takes time. But successful people, successful leaders, successful bosses who have really strived, have really been getting all of the blessings and the gifts from the workplace, and even the blessings, are very empathetic. They care for the person. I mean, a job is a job, right? Work is work. You need to be able to make sure you're doing that. But in situations where there's a personal issue, so something is going on with that person, you know that the person's performance is declining, empathy is very important. Empathy is being able to have that deep connection with people. And understanding the emotions or other people's emotion is the key skill in the workplace. Understanding other people's emotions. Not a lot of people connects with that. They want to avoid that at all costs. Why? Some of the bosses also has that feeling. They might get triggered. They don't want to deal with it. But that's the beauty of it, because once you start helping other people, you also start healing in the process, because you get to realize that, hey, I'm not alone. I also have my people also has the same experience, so I am not alone there. So I get to learn how to be better, how not to be a robot. The coach Mix was talking about being a robot yesterday. And what are the 3 stages of empathy? I'll share to you the 3 stages of empathy that you can start working on and see where you're at right now. Number 1, understanding what another person might be thinking or feeling. Might be thinking. You just at the point of, okay, you're in that space, you're having a conversation, you'll talk about, okay, maybe that person is feeling this and feeling that and so on and so forth. By the way, this stage, it's not coaching. No, we don't assume, we don't presume, but this one is the first level. Uh, you're just there observing. There's no validation. Number 2, sharing the same feelings and understanding the person in a deeper level. Yan. So this one, deeper level, really having an affective empathy. You feel it. You feel it in your heart. It changes you as well in the process when you're able to have that conversation with other people. It's not just a matter of knowing how someone feels, but it's creating a genuine rapport with them. I get you. I feel you. I might not understand you currently, but I feel you. I feel that I have the same experience before. And you have that really connection on a deeper level. And the third is having concern for other person and sharing emotional pain and taking practical steps to reduce it. This is where a lot of leaders and people have a lot of challenge. And I'm not exempted with this. These 3 things, my experience there was, I had a lot of relationship broken in the workplace because of the lack of empathy. Having a deep concern and really connecting with the emotional pain really puts you in a different perspective of how life really is. And you know, even how strong you are, how strong you may look, how strong you may feel when you are in the workplace, when you go home, you start feeling vulnerable. That there's a vulnerability somewhere there. And you know in your heart that there's a need for you to connect with people. But we protect ourselves and that's okay. That's where the beauty of really having that emotional connection to the pain of the person is, because there's beauty in pain. Yes, I said that. There is beauty in pain because you get to appreciate what life is all about. You get to appreciate the life of this person. You get to appreciate the beauty of this person because you can connect with them from heart to heart. You you understand them. You're not there understanding them and judging them or rejecting their feelings. That's not the space. You really acknowledge. You really acknowledge. You understand. And that's where empathy has the greatest impact and the beauty when you're able to move towards having that strong connection. You've felt that and you understand it. And you can help that person change how they see that pain because you are a product of it. And that's the beauty of how great bosses really manage their work. That's why they stay there. That's one of the biggest things. Their skill strength by empathy is with you having this skill to negotiate with other people, having that conversation. It's always gonna be a win-win situation when you negotiate. You have the skill to be collaborative with people, different departments, other people. You could collaborate with other bosses as well. It pushes you to be creative because you know, it helps with really just releasing all of those stresses and um, those things that's not serving you because you appreciate things. You also feel safe, and your people also feel safe because they can be expressive. They can share you what they want, and they won't feel that they will be judged. You'll have the strong emotional connection, and eventually that person would be able to share to you what their needs are because that person would know that they wouldn't judge you. You wouldn't judge them, and you would have that connection with them, and you would really build that strong communication impact and influence to these people. And that's the beauty of it. So that's the five things that I want to share to you. I will just leave you with this. If you've done your homework and understand current and possible connections between the numbers that you have, then you can craft highly relevant messages that can build emotional and rational reasons for people to care. Yeah, I said that. For people to care. For people to care what you care about. For people to care about you as a leader. Because I would say that success is, it's all about me, right? But success really is all about teamwork. Success is having a family, and this family really understands where you're coming from, where these feelings comes from, where this motivation comes from, where's this inspiration coming from, for them to really care about you. Because that's the beauty of life. The beauty of life is being connected with other people, to knowing that you care for these people and you understand them, and in the process they understand you because you plant a seed. You plant a seed that when you grow, it grows. You water it, you take care of it, How do you do that? You to have a conversation with people, you connect with them, you feed them. Feeding them is great. Being able to eat at once and have a conversation, deep conversation, and being vulnerable, putting everything sit out there, because that is when the time that people will care about you, and that what it takes to be a great boss. Those are the things that when you start really practicing it, start working on it every single day, and then you improve, it's just going to give you a lot of gifts. I've used this for a long time, and it's given me the career that I want. Every 3 years, I get promoted. Most of the time, lesser. 1 year, 2 years. Sometimes it's more depending on um, the season, but it's pretty consistent. 14 years, I've been promoted every 3 years back then, if you sum everything up. So this is work, and it's still working for me by far. So for those people who's watching, I would like to invite you the way of the workplace. It's mastering the art and science of being a boss. Being, not doing. We are human beings, and we are created to connect. Learn a decade of experience in this one-day masterclass, which equip you with the heart and the mind to be calm under pressure, make the confidence or have the confidence to present your numbers to the executives, make your people want to work with you more, empower your people to lead from within. It's intrinsic motivation, not extrinsic, that you need to do things for them to be motivated, and get that. This is the biggest one: get that work life harmony you have been longing for. I know everyone wants this work life harmony. You can do this. I tell you, you can do this. Just master all of those five, and you will be well. If you want to know more about this, connect with me through 0917-569-4200. That's my number, or just message me, Life Coach Shaun De Joya, to get more about how you can, learn the way of the workplace and really mastering the art and science of being a boss. So let's work together. You can email me, shaundejoya@gmail.com, or you may message me at 0917 569-4200, or you can see that in the screen. Please do visit my page, Coach Shaun De Joya, Shaun De Joya for my personal, and my page is Coach Shaun De Joya. And also, I have a group which is I teach self-leadership there, self-leadership coaching community, for everyone to get to know me better. So, in behalf of DCUP Copy Republic and Coach A Coaching Club, we want to thank you all for being part of this journey. You can watch the replay. Just feel free to watch the replay of all of the episodes from season 1. There's a lot of beautiful contents there that you can use. Write them down. Speed up implementation. When you write it down, speed up implementation. Coach A has taught that for the longest time, and has worked for her, and it's working for us too. In the FB page, tune in the FB page, DCUP Copy Republic and Life Coach Philippines. You can also check on Coach AI Connect YouTube. Sa YouTube naman, for those people who want to use YouTube, Coach AI-Connect YouTube channel for high definition copy. And tomorrow, tune in tomorrow, guys. It's a weekend. I know it's a weekend, but it's always great to have one learning per day. I really encourage you to have one learning per day. It's just a wonderful experience. And share that with other people. Tomorrow, it's going to be the episode is 5-step process on how to leave your comfort zone. Wow, this is beautiful. 5-step process on how to leave your comfort zone. Yes. And this is going to be done by Master Coach Hasmin Miroy. So be sure to join us back at 12 noon tomorrow. And thank you very much for everyone who's joining. Thank you for the comments that you have. I will reply to you very soon. And see you. Love, bam, boom. Love, bam, boom. Love, bam, boom. Bye-bye.